So something that I guess that has bothered me in the past couple days leading up to releasing my video today was there's this idea that self accountability and releasing oneself from like victimhood is seen as a bad thing. Um, I guess I'm unsure as to why. I think if I were to speculate, it's because abandoning victimhood is a conservative talking point. But even still, I have to wonder, like, well, even if that's so, remove that part of the equation and say, how is me not holding myself accountable for good things and bad things not in my own best interest? I don't know. I don't know why. And like, people will argue on Twitter for hours, back and forth, calling people names, and it just doesn't make any sense. And there's the old adage of teach a man to fish. I'm sorry. Give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish and he'll eat for the rest of his life. And what that's saying is, like, I guess in essence is, don't be the victim. Be the solution to your own problem. There's a lot of people, I feel like the big thing right now is, where's my fish? Where's my fish? There's not enough people asking, teach me how to fish. Which is alarming because it just, and I don't know if it's because of how the world has kind of been turned on its head in the way that there really is no, the idea of real work has totally been like changed. Of course you need to really work for things, but like, I feel like when it comes to like our parents, grandparents, generations, there was like a physical, like tactile part of work that is lost on a lot of people today. There's a lot of work being done, but like a lot of armchair warriors, right? Like, there's a lot of people just sitting in their chair, typing on their computer, putting in an 8-hour day and done. I'm not downplaying that that's a career or whatever it may be, but I think the idea of like real physical work and labor has just kind of been lost in a lot of ways. And I think the fact that people can just like, I want my fish. Okay, let me go to Amazon. Fish. It did nothing to earn the fish, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I know what it's like, but it's important that if all you're doing is saying, hey, where's my thing? Where's mine? Why isn't it my turn? You're missing out on the process to get the thing. It's rewarding in both ways, right? The teacher is rewarded from teaching someone how to take care of themselves. And then the student, is learning how to acquire the fish, whatever the desired item is, through hard work. I feel like it's just a more liberating stance to take. And I think with that, understanding that, you learn to appreciate what you have a little bit more. Again, I don't understand people's, where's my thing? Go get your thing. Stop asking for it. I think what it comes down to is like, people are afraid of the work that needs to be put in generationally to fix a lot of the problems that are out there in the world. And I think there's the other side who think that there's one blanket solution to combat those things, and I think they're dead wrong. It's not a blanket solution for the problems that are out there. I think that's, if we want to put it in terms of politics, I think there's the left side that thinks that big social programs and government's going to fix everything. And I think the right side, I think the conservative side of things is that that's not going to be the case. That you need to be held accountable for your actions. And I think that's where a lot of these problems stem from. And I think that's where people say things that you don't want to hear. But that doesn't, I don't know. We're getting into sticky territory, but the idea that victimhood is a way to get things, to go about things, just seems wrong in my way. In my personal opinion, it seems more empowering. And I've said this to people before, when people want to use religion as a crutch for the good things that happen, which blows me away, because they'll attribute their successes to God or some other higher power. And I think, why wouldn't you want to take credit for that? Isn't that more empowering that you have control over your life? And I'm not downplaying, someone's belief in a higher power. More, do your thing. But here's the accountability thing, right? It's just you did it. And it goes for the bad thing. I think the real growth stems from taking credit for the bad things that happen. And that's where I've seen the most growth for myself, is when I finally came to terms with things I'd done wrong, and oftentimes faced up to them, and took myself down a peg or two, or even going out and apologizing to people for ways that I'd acted, things I'd done, that's where my growth came from. It provided a little introspection into who I was and now who I can continue to be. And I think if you try and place the blame on someone else because you didn't get somewhere, or you're not doing the things you want to do, I mean, then what? So then you get there, and then it has to be because of them that you are there? That doesn't make any sense to me. Take credit for the things that you've done, and then also take credit for the things that you haven't done, because you haven't worked hard, or you were at the wrong place at the wrong time, or maybe you were in the right place, but you didn't decide to do that thing. People will see more growth out of the fact that they realize they missed an opportunity. Fall down 7 times, get up 8. And there's so many cliches out there to describe it, but they all, we all laugh, silly, but they're there for a reason, because that's, again, if you fall down 7 times and you get back up 8, that's your empowerment. I got up. It didn't matter that I fell 7 times. On that 8th time, I still kept going. It was still like the first time. Stop blaming people for your problems, because we are the only people in control of our life at the end of the day. We are the ones, individuals, who have the ability to change our circumstances. I've even said this to people about sorry, I need to recharge. I've said this to people about even their circumstances. If you feel you live in a place that doesn't encompass who you are, move. when you come, when you're in high school and you're just kind of going about your life, you're learning who it is that you are on the inside, right? You're trying to understand who you are as a person. The idea that they're cramming down your throat that you have to go to college is bullshit. Do whatever you want. You want to go to trade school? Go to trade school. You want to go to university and pay out the ass? Pay out the ass. You want to stay at home? Stay at home. You want to work? Go work. But when you're out in the real world, you finally move out of your house and you have your own place. This is when you start to understand who you are. You understand what you, when you're away from your parents, when they're not providing for you anymore and you're doing it on your own, you're understanding how to budget your time, budget your money, budget your living space. And if you find in that process that where you are is not around people you like, make the change. I grew up in Connecticut. I moved all around in Connecticut. I moved to New Jersey, back to Connecticut, to Hawaii, to Utah. Like, I didn't always love where I lived, and I made the change based on things that I wanted. My last move to Utah is a bit out of my control because of COVID. I'll make another video on that story because it is actually a fairly decent story. But people are in control of more than they give themselves credit for. And the fact that someone wants to sit there and go, oh, but I live, in this neighborhood and it's just blah. Then, work your ass off, save your money, and move. I mean, and people used to tell me all the time, like, wow, Tom, like, you live in Hawaii? Like, this is awesome. I wish I could do that. I would look at them and go, what's stopping you? Well, do my job. I'm like, you can get a job anywhere. You don't need to stay in your shitty neighborhood in Shitsville, USA. Get out and do what you want. If you find something that's out there, and even people with kids, like I've moved twice with kids. It's not, it's hard, but it's worth it. If it's something you want, you'll go and get it. But if you're going to sit there and blame something out there for why you haven't done something, then I don't feel bad for you. Of course there's extenuating circumstances sometimes, but that doesn't mean you can't have a goal to do something. That's why you have that jar next to your bed that's full of coins. Take that shit to Coinstar and use that to pay for your plane ticket to go somewhere. Use it to buy a car. Use it to buy something that'll help change your life, that'll help move you forward. It's really easy to get caught up in this shit that doesn't really matter. But people gotta, right in there. You gotta be honest with yourself. Good and bad. If something you want, dig deep, get it. Stop blaming people because you didn't get to do something or because someone else got to do it and you didn't. I've done that shit and it's tired. It's annoying. You're letting people live in your head rent free. What I'm saying is you can do it. There's a lot of people out there, their messages are similar, but they can't, their delivery is off. Someone commented on the video and they said, I'm surprised that you reference people like Shapiro and Peterson because they're not very nice, but you seem to understand how people want to be talked to and they're not wrong. I spent my entire life in the service industry. I know how to handle people. I can read them before they can read me. And now that I'm not working in a service industry job, I really understand that having this skill is a skill. Not everyone possesses it. It's funny because the title of this is Stop Asking for the Fish. Learn how to fish. Whether today we live in a very unique society. You can teach yourself anything. There's dozens upon dozens of tutorials out there on YouTube, on all these different platforms that allow online learning at your pace. Learn it. Learn how to feed yourself. Learn how to take credit for yourself. And learn how to take the criticisms from both yourself and someone else. Someone tells you something you did is shitty. don't take it personally. Or take it personally, brush it off, and move on. Because chances are, it was shitty. Simple as that. Thank you guys for watching this video. Always a pleasure. Make sure you continue to like, comment. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the little notification bell. Let you know when we're doing the things. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next video.